Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It is me, Mike Leopard, King Mike L. This is legit. Paranormal brought to you by legitpodcast.com. It is Sunday, June 11th, 2023. For the math geeks, here's what I gotta guess. 6 minus 1 is 5, minus another one is 4. See how long that took me to add up? So 4, and then I guess what we would do is oh shit. I don't know. 3 times 0 is 0, and then 2 plus 2 is 4. That's the best I got. I'm making that up too for the math geeks, but it would still work out, buddy, if you did it that way math-wise. Joining me as always, Buddy Money Thayer. What's up, buddy?
How you doing tonight, Mike? I got nothing for the math geeks, dude. But that intro, these intros, dude, you're like just hitting them out of the park each week. This one was like, it was a little special, dude. It gave me a little bit of like, ooh, this is good, dude. You're doing some good things. I'm sure you'll have a link available, and you'll post it at the bottom of the screen where everybody can check out all of your intros. What is it, on Cloud City or
Yeah. Yep. It's on Cloud City. It's
tremendous home runs that Michael hits in the world of intros.
Buddy, it's on Cloud City where they only drink Colt 45s.
Right.
Because a certain somebody runs Cloud City. And you have no idea what we're talking about. It's not Cloud City, it's SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. You know what I meant, dude. You know where I was going.
Cloud City's from Star Wars.
Right. That's been right.
And who drinks Colt 45s?
Dr. Dre.
From Star Wars. He used to be the promoter.
Oh, Lando Calrissian, right?
Here we go. Bang! You made it all the way back to what I was trying to tell you. Now, buddy, hold on a sec before you tell us about your beer. Joining us, Sin. Shrader.
Hey.
Bill. What's up, Sin? How are you?
Pretty good. How about you guys?
Good.
You heard us so far. What do you think?
Back on yet another legit podcast, Sin. You bounced around from one to another, but it's cool to have you back on this one.
What do you mean by that, buddy? What do you mean she bounced around from one?
Kind of like you see her in the news some weeks. Other weeks she's on the Clip Show. Other weeks she does legit paranormal. Other weeks she's like she's like a wild card almost. Like you could use her in almost any show that we have here on legitpodcast.com.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Just throwing that one out there.
I'm available. I'll do it. You know.
Well, that's another phrase I wouldn't say on the internet. But let's continue with this, guys. Buddy, what do you got there for a beer?
Oh, so I had to work a little bit late this afternoon. I didn't get the chance. Rhode Island liquor stores, they close at 6 p.m. and their breweries a little bit early. Fortunately enough, my dearest parents just returned from a lovely Royal Caribbean cruise, and I am fortunate that they brought me back this lovely bottle of Johnny Walker Black Label, which I will be subtly sipping on this evening. To the sounds of our sensational guest.
Subtly sipping.
Suddenly sipping. Yeah, subtly sipping.
Oh,
I
can hear the theme from Animal House. Like that's all I'm listening. That's all I'm hearing in my head watching the guy with that bottle.
Before I bring on tonight's guest, Mike, I'd like to just stop for a second. Joey Paranormal is on special assignment. Dear friends, John Lovin and Sarah got married this weekend.
All right.
And a fantastic bunch of people. Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Lovin. Tonight's guest, Mike, she's a Reiki master. She's a Reiki teacher. Oh my God, she's a chi master. She's a feng shui. I'm probably saying all this wrong. She does a whole ton of stuff, including Reiki for rockers, Mike. She's a big proponent for the local metal scene here in Rhode Island. Oh my God, go figure that one out. Welcome to the show, Karen Phillips.
Hey guys.
Hey Karen, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. How you doing, Karen?
Doing good.
Karen, let's start with this first. 2 things. One, I so appreciate that you put Phillips in the name box because I was so used to saying that name. And it would always be like Phillips. Oh, Phillips. Yeah. And then your name would also be like the reason why something happened. Like you'd be, well, what? Phillips. And it'd be like, oh, we get it. So it's like I like that you put it like that. But now, Karen, right? Karen.
Thank God I'm not a Karen.
So that's Korean.
I was saved from that. No offense, but
But you don't pronounce it Korean?
I do. But everybody calls me Karen, so I'm just like, whatever. It's
Yeah.
Karen. Yeah, it's fine.
But Korean. I was thinking about. You know what? That's one of those things that's bothering me all day. I'm going Korean. It's got to be pronounced Korean. You can't.
We're Black Irish descent and Swedish, so that's what my parents came up with. My mother was full-blooded Irish, and my dad's full-blooded Swede, and they thought Karen would be appropriate, so here I am.
Because we as Italians, buddy, you can have a drink. We say Karen. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's more like that.
Yes.
Karen. You know what I mean? What did you do? That's all the money we had. I'm sorry. That's how I hear the name. But I see that. I say Karan. All right.
Just call me Karen.
Now, buddy, how many times have you ever spoken with or worked with Phillips? And I mean the one below me.
I've never worked with her, Mike. She was actually going to be a guest on the metaphysical show, and because shit happened, she didn't end up being a guest. She's a total metaphysical guest, which is awesome that she's on our show. But I kind of like roped her into our show, and that's how I met Karen Phillips.
Yeah, and I'm friends with your aunt, I believe. I think it's
Auntie Dale, Auntie Dale Beluccio.
There we go.
Dale.
I'm sure you know Roland. He's been a guest on our show. Roland's a good guy.
Roland's awesome too.
Diane Lupo, I know, is your mentor. She's been a guest on this show a few times. She's been a metaphysical guest. I love Diane. She's an absolutely wonderful person. So we know a lot of the same people.
My favorite person in the world, right there. She was awesome.
Buddy, did you get the memo about name dropping?
Mike, I name drop all the time as much as possible, dude.
You didn't read it. I didn't read it.
I think I brought it into the bathroom with me to read, and then it just. I don't know what happened, dude.
Right.
HR, I know.
Tuesday,
right? 10:30.
11:30. Never been 10:30. Right. That's why you're not. Never mind.
Right.
Don't park up front. All
no.
Right. All right. All right. Let me ask you this. So there was a couple things that I was like thrown off a little bit by your whole title that Buddy had written up for you. I wanna because
Buddy didn't write that. Buddy copied and pasted that. Right. Go on.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of an odd duck. I want to go over some of the terminology Buddy used.
Absolutely.
Please, Mike, that'd be awesome.
All right, because no, I'll be dead serious. I speak for the dumb. DUMM. And by the way, I was pondering that. I was ruminating it as what to name it. I came up with doing understanding much more. DUMM. The dumb. That's exactly what I stand for.
Oh,
so there it is, buddy. It's doing understanding.
Something to call it now, Mike.
Much more. Kidding me? All right. So
more understanding.
Stop, drop. Hold on. Should have open up a shop. Here's what we got. Grad of. Oh, here it is. So grad of New England School of
Feng Shui.
Feng Shui. So I guess E is an O. It Feng Shui.
FENG.
Yeah, but I'm just saying in my head. No, I know. I get it. I'm just saying I got to think in my head to put an O there. Feng Shui.
You should have like the little ball mounts. That'd be a great. I digress. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's what I got to read. So what exactly is that?
Okay, so about 23 years ago, I started working. I'm a visual artist by trade and an artist. I studied color, and I read one book on feng shui, like I said, 20-something years ago, and I was hooked. And what it is, it's placement with elements, colors. It helps with the energy to flow because you have a constructive cycle and then a deconstructive cycle, just like you would, clockwise, counterclockwise. And it's called Black Hat Sect. So it's a little different. What I did was I studied under this gentleman called Master Lin Yon, and he was an esoteric, intuitive feng shui. So we don't necessarily use compass. Everybody, this way here, everybody can have feng shui. Everybody can get it. It doesn't have to be a certain shape. or, you know, structure, straight across the board. So
Phillips,
intuitive.
Phillips,
Yeah.
Phillips, listen to me. Right now, I still don't know what it is. I still don't know what it is. And
It
you've done
means,
it. You're
it
talking
means wind
about
and
it.
water.
What's that?
It means wind and water. It translates into English.
Okay.
Wind and water. So wind, go with the, go with the wind, flow with the wind, and water, emotion, the elements. I studied all the elements, and I do through the feng shui.
So really quick, here's my first quick question. So, all right, my thing is, there's two types of artistic minds that at least that I know of. There's ones that have their rooms like everything's perfectly placed. There's not too much of anything ever, and it just always looks comfortable, right?
Yeah.
Then there's people like me,
Yeah.
where our rooms look like part of our brain just went plow.
Okay, there you go.
And but that's not good. It's not like I
No,
like it. I just don't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? I never would know where to place something. I
That's
just
why
put it
you
up on
would,
the wall.
that's why you would hire me. And I come to homes, I come to businesses. I've feng shuied so many different places. I've been doing it for so long, and I love it. But that's why people hire me. They hire me to even, do house cleansing and blessings, energy work. That's really what it is. It's all about the energy work.
Sin, before I pass this to you, I would want to say really quick. I think Italians, buddy, Italians would have a hard time with someone coming over and telling them what goes where. I'm being that serious. There's part of me that was why you're saying that. I'm going, she's gonna tell me what I gotta move around. Like I'm not, what?
Then you
You're
don't
just saying,
then you want feng shui. You know what I mean? But I don't think it has. I love my Italians, by the way. I'm from Cranston originally, and I love my Italians. I married one. I wish my husband was here because he could explain feng shui to you too, because we live it. Right now, we're in the residential area of the building of Creative Chi. It's all feng shui right here. So it's like having mini altars in your life section. It's pretty deep, but I do offer 101, which is, it's really easy to follow when I have a class,
Sin, question?
Yeah. So when someone comes to you,
Yes.
what is usually, what is the most brought to you problem?
Okay. If they're not feeling grounded and balanced, and they can't think, they're not thinking clearly, and the colors might be depressing in their house. So I'm there to help them help themselves, really, to empower them with the adjustments. I don't call them cures. Some practitioners call them cures, but they're adjustments, and we meet it halfway. So I would actually be right there involved with all of it, and I will take you from the first step to the end. And a lot of times people come to me for different reasons. Sometimes many blessings area for financial growth, but also could mean many blessings, children, maybe, somebody staging their house to sell it. I do a lot of those, so the energy feels really good when you walk in because it's all balanced. The energy's balanced.
My thing is definitely, I agree with this, the colors. I think colors have a lot to do with
Everything.
how you read stuff or how you're feeling, like whether you're being honest about it or not. And that takes me to the whole what's his name, the guy with the electric cars. I'm blanking on his name. Come on, they did a song about him. It was signs everywhere, signs. Tesla.
Yes, my God, come on.
Yeah, no, I knew the name. So Tesla, he had a big thing about. Remember I told you about that, the 369s, and then the test they had where colors were a certain mega whatever they want to call it denomination, and then of the colors and the sound when they both hit the same thing, it's like 6 something whatever.
Yeah,
It makes it go
Probably.
It's like a white color, and it's the perfect pitch. It's like the only
HZ.
what's that?
The HZ.
Yeah. The megahertz.
The hertz.
Megahertz.
Mm.
So, what they found was 2 things. Remember I told you about the devil's, what they call the devil's bridge. there's the note they call the God note. It's just like this. It's like it's whatever it is. It's a certain number of megahertz. When it hits that thing, that note, and for some reason at the exact number, white is at its most white at that exact same megahertz. It's called
Absolutely.
whatever. When you play the next note down with the
Mhm.
God note, though, they call it the Devil's Bridge, and it's like the worst, most horrific sound you've heard in your life.
Yeah.
So I think I'm a weird guy. I think colors have to do with a lot of things. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's weird.
What do we think?
I don't know. I could agree with that because in certain I work in mental health. In certain residential environments that I work in, they'll paint the walls like a certain color to emit a certain emotion. But I mean, like you would never paint the walls red because people would want to like murder each other. You know.
But
People would-
I feng shuied group homes before, residential group homes. I can't say,
Right.
but they had a good run with it. You know.
Yeah. No.
Color is everything, man. It can make or break anything.
Yeah, but
That old institution green, just looking at it,
You can't.
makes
That's
you feel like awful.
and that's not good to look at 24/7.
Right.
let
Right,
me ask
exactly.
you this. Let me ask you this. Say like they didn't ask you to come feng shui the building. They asked someone like me to make it more comfortable for the elderly. And I brought like little throw pillows.
Like
I brought
beanbag
boxes
chairs.
of Kleenex. No. What they need. I'd bring back like old Price is Right, VHS
yeah.
cassette tapes that I play that they wouldn't know how to work.
Microphone.
I bring all that back. Like I would just make it more comfortable. Golden Girls, nonstop. I love the Golden Girls. Photos of the Golden Girls all over the place. Like that would be more comfortable, but
Yeah.
not
My-
feng shui. Not
It's
feng shui at all.
That is feng shui, though. It's all about intention. That's feng shui, what you just said. And it's funny that you say that because I work with geriatrics also. And it was more like a lecture on feng shui they were, all in their 80s and they loved it. And you're right. You're so right. It's whatever makes you happy. Why would you want to keep something from Aunt Esther that she sucked? And every time you look at it, you think of like a bitchy lady. Why would you want to do that? Get rid of it, recycle it. Somebody else will enjoy that piece, and then you replace it with something you love to look at. That's the whole thing. These are simple reminders of hope.
Mm-hmm.
And hope is everything. That's even the name. That's our state word, right? Hope.
Right. Hope.
Yeah.
I'm all about it. I'm all about that,
Hey, buddy, you remember the first SOC stickers that said hopeless?
I do, Mike.
What, Storm Truces of Death?
No, not them. This was state of corruption, and it was that's what it said, hopeless. That was Dave's. It had to say hopeless. That was Dave's opinion. Just in case you wanted to keep notes.
Yeah.
All right. So but let's move on. Let's move on for a second.
Okay.
Here. So here's the next word that I had a hard time with because I just didn't know what it really would have meant.
Okay.
All right. All right. Facilitator at Black Hat Sect. Now, I know
That's the type of feng shui. That's the school I studied.
okay. That's schooling. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's
all different schoolings. There's about 7 or 8 actually different schools of feng shui.
I think it's first off, I think it's incredible that anyone takes that much attention to details. Because for me, I don't. That's my biggest issue. I'm the guy that leaves the socks on the bottom of the stairs
That's okay.
and then walks by them for 6 days until he
Well-
realizes they're there and gets yelled at for. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even know they were there because I really didn't even picture them there. I just keep walking right by them.
You just don't want to trip up energy. You want energy to be able to flow easily, especially downstairs. I mean, you want to fall on your sock and, it's common sense, really, and intuitiveness that I have. I use a tool called the bagua, but that's a whole nother subject. I mean, that goes into detail when I teach, but I actually see with that now because I've been doing feng shui for so long. And energy work and metaphysics. I've been a witch my whole life. So.
Oh, we got to stop though. We go to back because it almost sounded like she took a word, buddy, that you knew where she was going with it. That I'm currently in. What's it called again?
Metaphysical?
No, not you, buddy. Her. I'm sorry, Phillips. What was that word you just said? Ba what? Ba something?
Bagua. A bagua, which is a tool that I was taught how to use with feng shui. And only
Wait, ba gua.
Bagua.
All right, do I get a chance to spell it?
Yeah.
Ba Gua.
Yeah.
What's the origin of
Like just exactly how you said it. That's how you spell it, really, actually.
say it one more time for me, please.
Ba.
Ba Gua.
Yeah.
BAI Gua would be GU
Like wow.
AI. Was I close?
Yeah. BAGUA. Bagua.
What was it? What was it?
BAGUA. Bagua. Yeah.
That's a fun word.
Yeah. It's a
It's
tool
a ball will be great with.
you use to place over your floor plan or like your car. I've feng shuied cars.
Oh, wow.
I've had some fun. I've got some interesting stories. You know?
Wait a minute. So you might get a call to say, "Hey," which is kind of weird that they would start off with "Hey," but "Hey, come feng shui."
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
wait.
doing it again, buddy. I'm rhyming. Hey, would you come feng shui like the living room? Hey, come feng shui the house.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
Absolutely. I charge I have a sliding scale fee because I feel everybody can use the help. I can go either high or I can go low, depending on what the people need. That's what I'm all about.
Sin, you ever consider having your house done like that, feng shui, or you
Yes.
think you have some feng shui yourself, Sin?
I have a studio downstairs.
No, I know. Wait, hold up. So Phillips, you're only going to respond to Phillips.
Okay.
So I get stuff for the rest of the show, and I'm sorry because your last name is.
That's okay.
No, it's Phillips.
That's what you put up too.
Sin, she did. Philip, Sin, would you have someone come feng shui your house, or do you think you have everything under control?
Oh no, nothing is under control at my house.
Okay.
Nothing.
I want to come over.
That's why I'm so stressed all the time.
I want to come over.
See, I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't have somebody fix my stuff. Would you want someone to fix your stuff though?
Yeah, there's certain stuff I don't want even touched. You know, do not touch that. Don't touch this. Oh, you can take that. You know, we live in a very small. It's actually his bachelor pad I moved into when we got married, and it's a tiny house. It's less than 900 square feet. I haven't even gotten all my stuff. We've been married 11 years. I've still got stuff in boxes. He had to get a she shed to put my stuff in.
A she shed.
It'll be like Christmas when I open it. It's sad.
Yeah.
Just take your time and go through things at your own pace. That's what I'm all about. I would never go into somebody's home and say, "Oh, that's wrong. That has to be." That's not how I do it.
Oh, you probably would at this house.
What's that?
You probably would if you walked in our front door. You go, "Oh my God."
No, I don't. It doesn't faze me. Really doesn't anymore. Because we're just there to do what we need to do as a facilitator. That's what I'm there for. I'm not there to judge. I'm there to help yourself too.
Yeah,
Also by letting go of certain things that don't. And it's up to you. You do it at your own pace.
But Phillips, are you like?
Either if you stop moving stuff, throwing it away, that's shocking the energy.
Phillips, are you like water? Meaning like
I love it.
You can kind of bend to whoever it is you're dealing with.
Yes.
Someone like me, and you're coming over. If you're not telling me you hate this or like this, I don't want to hear from you. Do you know what I mean? I won't believe in you. If you don't go, I hate it, like it, hate it, like it. I'm gonna think you're full of the whole conversation. So it's not even. You'll see me just go, and I do this to people. Buddy knows this. If I take a step back, and eye contact just stops, it's like I'm out. I gotta check out of this because I don't trust this person. Because no one just goes, "Oh, great." I'll be like, "Oh, what about this?" Well, I mean, it doesn't suck.
I've been hired by all different types of people in Rhode Island. You'd be surprised.
Oh, I know Rhode Island, so I get that part.
Okay, so that being said, they like we just I go at your pace. I would never go in and say, and I'm honest about it, but I have facts. I'll show them why it would be better to put the water element in the career area to make it flow, right? Instead of metal, because water rusts metal. See how I just explained that? So that's exactly how I would explain it. And once you understand it,
But if you would have
I'm
came
not
to me and
gonna
said you have water rust metal, I would have said, yeah, babies cry, dogs bark. Like I don't. I mean,
Well, why would you want that in your career area? Wouldn't you want your career area to flow like water?
of course I would
Okay.
want
Well, if
that.
you have metal elements in that area, sometimes it's not so great.
Well, I mean,
Fire it out.
they don't make computer gear out of rubber yet. It's all metal.
Okay.
It's all metal. There's nothing I can do. You know what? I wish I had like even a sense of clue, like how to arrange stuff in a way that other people liked. It's always the way that I like. That's what ends up happening, and
That's
it's always
okay.
like no one likes it.
How it should be, Mike. That's how it
Yeah.
should be.
Buddy, your question.
Yeah, I'd like to take a little step away from feng shui for a little bit.
Good,
I'm sorry
that's
if I'm mispronouncing that. I noticed a little thing that you did about you have an upcoming event with children and Reiki.
Yes.
So now there's a controversy amongst paranormal investigators that involve their children at a young age in investigations and like maybe open themselves up to energy or open themselves to certain entities or open themselves up to anything. At what age would you say is okay as a
I think
practitioner?
any age is perfectly okay for Reiki because of the fact that it's non-denominational and your parents should always be there with you. And all I teach the children is more diaphragmatic breathing if they get tense at school, how to calm themselves down. So that's why it's a softer approach with the kids, and I explain everything as far as the chakras, what they mean. I only do 7 for them. I even have a teddy bear to explain on appropriate areas of the body also. He'll be there. Teddy will be there. So really, it's that's where I'm coming from with it. You know, right now I currently have like mommy and me Reiki, which is, oh my God, I could cry. It's beautiful. The parents come to the studio downstairs. They can put the blanket on the child while we're doing Reiki. They're right there. There's no curtain I'm pulling back and bells and whistles. It's Reiki. And they get to watch the entire thing. I have nothing to hide. I've Reiki'd in front of millions of, not millions, but on stage. It's what I'm the facilitator. It's up to me to deliver.
I see Reiki as more of a almost massage therapy
For the soul.
paranormal one. It's like it's just like so. I think if as long as it's focused on that,
Yeah.
you avoid the parents that say stuff like, "I don't want you learning this hocus pocus."
Yes, exactly.
Right.
I agree. I think there's a time and a place for everything, and children are so important to me. I don't have any, but I love children so much, and I want to help them help themselves, along with their parents.
Look, so I love kids.
I love
Let me tell you why. I've coached them for 10, 12 years.
Oh,
I
that's
ran
so
a couple of, you know, Evans Field, right? In North Providence.
Oh my God, yeah.
I ran the summer league 2 years, 4 or 5 years ago. I lost about 3,500 the first year, like 4,500 the second year, because like, you had to pay refs, you had to pay all that stuff, but not the other. But kids also can be the worst people in the world. They're some of the worst, most obnoxiously honest, just selfish people you meet. I've got twins that are now gonna turn 20 this year. A boy and a girl, and yeah, I mean, you know, it's like I just want to make sure everyone knows kids are 95% great. 5% of them I don't like, and they're just not they're not likable. But I'm sorry. Yeah, anybody who does anything for kids, in my book, it's kind of hard.
You have to be responsible. We're the adults.
No, but here's the thing. All right, with the Reiki thing, I don't think I'd want to be in the room. Like I'm that kind of dad where I'd have to trust the person enough to know that it's like a massage. Like I'm not. I relate it as a massage. If it's
but aren't you teaching the parent how to do it? That's why you're in the room.
I don't want to learn on my
because the child exactly. And it also makes the child feel safe that the mom's there or the dad, you know, right there. I mean, the way I have the studio set up, it's just nice. It's really nice that they can help their child feel like they're doing something to help them relax. You know, I get attention deficit children. I mean, they're bouncing off the wall. But then by the end of it, they're pretty calm. And then they use the tools that we showed them how to breathe. And the mothers always, I mean, I've been Reikiing a lot of my clients for a couple of years, right through COVID. And it seems like the kids have come along. And then next thing you know, it turned into this. So I'm okay with that because I am like water. I'll go with
You know what? Yeah, but kids are good when you wear them down too.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I get it. The longer the session, the more receptive they are. You just wear them down, kind of like Buddy's starting to be with that drink that he's making. Buddy, what was that again that you got? What was that gift that you got?
It's called Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker.
Working by Mr. and Mrs. Buddy Thayer,
yeah.
my lovely parents. Black label. It's
Buddy,
Strong stuff, dude.
Buddy, really quick, just a quick aside.
I'm diluting it with a lot of water, just to.
Sure you are. Sin, you saw where the bottle started, right?
Yeah, I did.
All right.
I did.
I want to make sure we're on the same page. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know.
There's a lot in that glass.
Get out of here. I'm not that kind of Irishman. Maybe I am.
Code each. All right. So, okay. All right. Now the whole thing with kids. So, all right, and then Reiki itself. When I had stomach surgery, I had a persistent woman who kept saying to let her try that. Here's what I realized with that stuff. One, there is something physical about it that's like legitimately physical. It has nothing to do with the mind. There's just certain spots of the body, certain things like that work.
It had to do with the mind, dude. The mind's definitely tapping.
No, but wait, no. There are certain parts of your body though that even just pressed. We can talk about martial arts. There's certain parts of the body that when pressed, they have certain things, right?
Mm-hmm.
The other part is the mental part. I feel like the person receiving Reiki has to feel like they're open enough
To trust the person.
There you go. And I think that it's really like you gotta be willing to be open about it, because like I said, she kept asking me to do it after the surgery, and I was just like, it's just not gonna be worth the time of it, because I was just so like, and plus I have the greatest, like in my opinion, block that I use. I've been practicing for almost 2.5 years now with this guy. Every time we talk to like a medium or somebody, like I've been working on it for years, because I feel like everyone's trying to like figure things out, and I'm more trying to throw curveballs instead of fastballs. But so all right, Sin, as far as the whole thing, when someone says Reiki to you, right? Do you feel like you need to be open to it for it to be effective, or do you think that it can be effective like Fonzie is, just bang, it works?
You're going to have people that don't believe in it regardless. Mm-hmm. You're going to have people that just stonewall you from the beginning, but then you have people that are open to learning new things. It does have something to do with massage, but you don't touch somebody. It's the heat from your hands that actually put your energy goes into that person. That person does not touch you. I'm just saying.
There's more.
Wait, stop. No. This might be another story that I have to tell the wife. Wait a minute. Stop. And I'm being dead serious about this. Are you sure you're saying that they don't touch you?
I'm right here. You can ask me. We don't touch.
See?
We don't touch. I do some soft touch, but it's not. The energy comes through the crown of my head, out of my hands, and that's how I give Reiki.
Buddy?
Yeah.
Buddy.
Mike, can I speak on the Reiki a little bit?
Buddy, wait. Stop, buddy, wait. That's now twice that I've officially been taken advantage of. Wait a minute. I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is this. I went through a whole Reiki session, and now I'm saying, what do you mean they don't touch you? That's all I'm saying.
So somebody touched you on your Reiki section? Well,
yes.
Okay, look. So put your hands a little bit together. Just put your hands like this.
No,
don't
it was like a side. It was like a.
That's an awesome.
Mike, do this. Put your hands like this.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Do you feel any kind of heat coming off your own hands?
No.
You just blacked out. You just went, I ain't doing it.
No. I just knew I was going to feel it. It's not going to happen. I was sitting there. There's nothing. I
Okay.
can't feel a thing. Right now, I can't feel it.
Okay.
I'll do this the whole time, Stan. If something
I
happens,
mean,
I'll
if
let you
you
know.
do it like
Talking
that,
about
yeah, you're not gonna feel it.
For Reiki and
You
see what
gotta
it's
think
all about.
but I
I'm just a
feel
little weirded out that they don't touch you. That's all I'm
No,
saying.
it's
Do
totally
what?
No. Listen, I've had Reiki done, and now I get some explaining to go do because when you say that they don't touch you, well, that
Let
was
me
not my experience.
let me just finish this, please.
Go ahead.
As a Reiki master teacher, I ask the client if it's okay for a light touch. If they don't want that, it's okay. I go above the body, you know, and it's as simple as that. And I just make it as comfortable as possible. You know, I feng shuied the whole studio, so when you're on the Reiki bed, you just want to sleep. It's great. It's relaxation.
It is so there. I think therein lies the issue. I think the toughest problem some people have with paranormal, and maybe that I have, is the ability to let go. Like it's kind of like that. I'm gonna get on the roller coaster. Fuck, F it.
That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to investigate. That's your job. That's your path.
That's me.
Yeah, but some of us, when we have enough time to think something through, we just go, I'm not doing that. Like I'm not like skydiving. I would never do that.
I would.
No.
Hell yeah.
No, there's a couple of reasons. What's the goal of skydiving? It's to
Letting
make sure
go.
you don't die. No, it's to make sure you don't die. That's all it is. That's the whole goal. Look, what do I got to do when I jump out of the plane? Just don't die. Whatever else you're gonna do, whatever main goal, not gonna do it. That's a risk I'm not taking. I would never put my life on the line for a thrill. I'm being dead serious when I say that. I know a lot of people like that. Oh no, same thing with getting scared, going someplace haunted, getting scared by something. Like, I get it. I've been there. I've heard stuff. It's cool in the moment, but the idea of continuing back, like Sin would or Buddy would, as paranormal investigators, no, I won't, because I'm not looking for that kind of thrill. Go ahead, Sin.
No. Me and Buddy were talking with our hands.
I saw that. I didn't know what was going on.
I don't think Buddy does either. Let's continue. So, all right. So,
Mike, can I throw out a quick question really quick?
Oh God.
I've heard from other various Reiki masters, Phillips, that when doing Reiki on somebody, sometimes if there is a spiritual connection to this person, that you pick up on the spiritual connection. Have you ever had that experience while you've done Reiki?
Every time I do Reiki, and what happens is, before the person comes, I only do appointment only. Let's get that, like, it's appointment only, so I always know who's coming.
No walk-ins.
What's that? No walk-ins. Absolutely not. Unless if I'm doing an event that's what that calls for. But even like the Park Cinema, I'm not doing Reiki there. I'm doing PR with Teddy. So, you know what I mean? There's a time and a place for everything. So to answer your question, before they come, I do mediumship. And I ask if there's any signs that need to be given to the person that is about to come for Reiki. If whatever their name is, I call it out. I create a sacred space downstairs. I call in all the ancestors, all the quarters. Or, you know, I use my Wiccan background for that, I guess you could say. I'm not religious, though. However, I do practice. So
you're a medium as well?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So before people come for Reiki, I say, Susan B is coming. Can you please give me a message? Can you give it to me now before I start the Reiki, and then I'm going to excuse you? So they've been coming. They give me a message. I double check. I ask again. If it's clear, it's clear. Be clearer. If it's not a real message, you can leave now, you know. And 10 times, I mean, there's always a message for the person. And it's up to the person if I feel it's okay to give them the message. Also, I go by their energy. You know, if they're not into that mediumship, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to give them a message. You know, if they are, then they get a message. And I always do a card reading at the end for inspiration. You know?
that prep work, right?
Yeah,
If you took that out of context and put it with any other profession,
I do.
it would sound a little bit bizarre. Like in other words, I was gonna go pay the guy that cuts the lawn, so I spoke to all his ancestors first before I left because I knew I was gonna go see him to see if there was any messages. Like that's what I mean. Like you know what I mean. Like that's prep work. Like in other words, to think about like their
Well,
past.
because actually, what happened because of the years that I've been doing Reiki for 5 years now, and when I first started out, I didn't realize that was what was going on until I started asking, like, has anybody else experienced this? I asked my teacher, you know what I mean, Diane Lupo. She said yes, absolutely. It cracks you open. You're more open to intuitiveness. Your third eye is more open. Everything's open. Your chakras to the energy and to spirit and spirit world, and that's how that happens.
So
So I always know, like I said, I ask the person when they come. I have them actually fill out a waiver before Reiki because legality is so super duper important.
oh
God.
Sue me for bad Reiki. That's ridiculous. And I'm not claiming to be a doctor either. I mean, I'm here to do the work with you. For you.
So here's kind of what I do. I'm good at hearing when people talk in inflections and stuff like that. Whenever you say Diane Lupo, I almost feel like you're thinking Diana Ross level. Like
She's a rock star to me.
that's
He
in my
is a
head.
rock
In my head, I hear Diana Ross when you say Diane Lupo, and
love
the
her.
reason I hear that is because I know that you must be thinking she's up there with that level of. I can hear it in your voice. Like I can hear
She's
what you're saying.
awesome. Her and her husband are fantastic. I mean, they're also
we know.
musicians. I'm
We
all
know.
about music.
So you are all about music.
Yeah.
You remember Godsmack?
Yeah.
You
My
remember?
friend used to do all of Godsmack's sound. Frank Scambolone.
Oh, that's not Italian at all, guy.
Are
Hey,
you kidding me?
who's doing your lights tonight? Frank Scambolone.
Frank-
Who?
I-
Frankie
Rock.
Scambolone.
Hi, Rock.
I would hire Frankie Scambolone. I had Kenny Campolone. That's who I actually had. Campagnon. Kenny Campagnon. The match. His uncle was known as the Torch. He's
So
the
what were you
lady
gonna
from
say about
Boston.
Godsmack?
So, you remember the band Stained?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they all made it they both made it to the cover of Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
So there was another band that they used to play with, and their lead singer made it to a podcast with Buddy Money Thayer. Right, Buddy? That's how me and Buddy met. That's how me and Buddy go back. That's how far we go back. It was me. The band was State of Corruption. We were making fun of them earlier.
You.
Yeah, I had such an argument with the guy from Godsmack. It was the craziest thing. I'll be quick about it. Yeah, well, I know everyone loves him, and I don't try to dash anybody's dreams about him. But here's how it goes.
Stuff than that.
Wait. Here's how it goes. I gotta tell you really quick. So you know how the green room works. You know what
Yeah.
it's for. It's for equipment, shit like that.
Yeah.
And you know how it works in pecking order. If you're
Yeah.
the last band on, you have to have your stuff in there. You're backlined.
Yeah.
Like the newest stuff, because this is how it goes. So we're headlining Providence, and
Yeah.
I can't get into the green room to get my backpack because a certain somebody needs to pray. And there's candles lit, and he's doing this Wiccan
He's wicked.
prayer.
I guess.
I don't. Yeah, but see, here's the thing.
I don't know.
That's my problem with it. When it crosses roads, but I don't give a shit. I got stuff to do. You could be a wizard. I gotta get my backpack. Like rules are rules. Like I don't know how.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean. Like sometimes guys just like, buddy, drink again.
Well, he's probably just doing a ritual, before.
He was, but not on my time. Is my
Okay.
point. I gotta get my backpack. Like
Okay.
does that make any sense to anybody else? Sin? Does that make sense to you at all?
It does make sense. Yes.
Yeah, sure it does.
And he's like, no, I don't want to say how tall he is. He's like maybe 5 feet tall, top, buddy, top. Like he's a really tiny guy. He's a real tiny. No, he is. You ever met him?
Oh, he is.
Oh,
He's a little
Lord,
guy.
yeah. He does. He looks like he should be bigger. Like he has the facial and everything looks like it should be taller, but it's just not taller. And it's just like, all right, guy. Like I gotta get my backpack. Anyway, I digress. I get riled up about them. So, all right, I think music itself
I love
is
it.
something that is should be taught more to kids. They should be taught more about how rock and roll started and how
Love
it
it.
evolved,
Love
and they
it.
should be taught how rap broke out. They should be taught
I
how
love
the music that we know came to be because they don't know. And all you know what? They don't have anything new that they're really proud of. They just listen to our stuff, and it's become like now everything's just going to be called oldies. Is that what music is going to be? We done? Like, are we done? Did we write all the songs that are out of right? Is that what happened?
I hope not.
So I think music learning would be huge for kids. And so my question, I guess, is when you pick music for a Reiki's,
Yeah, everybody's is different.
you let them choose.
Different, Mike.
You let them choose, but you let them choose, or do you pick?
I pick the HCs according to the chakra that they need to have extra cleared that day. I do like a thorough cleanse and balance. So you get the HCs correct just for your just for the individual, just for that person, you know. And so if it's your heart chakra, I might use like 360. There's all different HCs, you know, the hertz.
Mhm.
And I picked that out because it vibrates right to that chakra too. It's all about vibration.
I'm not touching that. Continue. No, I'm not falling for it. So you continue. I'm not buying into this. Go ahead. What do you say next? I'm not. Someone talk next.
I'm not asking you to fall for it.
I got
If
nothing.
people come to me, they come to me because they want to. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm all set.
All right. Yeah, no, that's not. Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing, but yeah.
So, buddy, let me ask you this: what are your thoughts on Reiki? Like, have you had good, bad experiences?
I've had Reiki done twice, Mike. The second time was done by Auntie Dale. The first time it was more prolific. I don't know why. It was done by one of her students. I went in after doing an investigation out in Western Mass. I had been up all night, and I was just kind of like open to the idea. I'm like, let me try it out. I had done certain like energy building stuff through like martial arts, so I wanted to try this whole Eastern perspective a little bit more. And when I was on the table, they told me to go to like a peaceful place. So immediately my mind goes to like the middle of a lake, fishing, you know, relaxing. And then suddenly I was like back in a spot in my memory that I wasn't really sure had still existed. I was like, I was looking at the sky. I was looking at the trees. I was floating in a pool on my back, and it was the pool that used to exist in the backyard of this house is my grandparents' house.
That's
And
lovely.
I could see the trees. I remember how the trees were formed.
That's nice.
And I could see my grandfather was swimming next to me in the pool.
Oh, that's
And he spoke to me. He was speaking to me. And his voice was the same as it was when he was alive. So this was probably about 2016. My grandfather passed away in 92. So in that time, I had definitely forgotten what his voice sounded like. And I was suddenly reminded again after all these years what it sounded like. Was it deep inside my memory?
Yeah.
Or was it something spiritual? Or was it both? I don't know. But it was an interesting experience nonetheless.
That's beautiful.
Can I say this really quick? So I also had it Reiki with Auntie Dale, but it was I think 45 seconds. It was because her hands are just around my throat.
Your throat chakra.
And I had to tell her to stop.
He was shaking your throat chakra.
Right.
What do you mean you didn't show up?
What?
I immediately realized it was not right. Secondly, I feel bad about myself because when people always talk about like where they go when they have a happy space or a happy thought, mine's always like a really clean hotel with the air conditioner on.
That's
Oh,
nice.
there you go, Mike.
That's it.
That's
And there's a little maybe a mini bar, but I don't envision much more than that. Just give me that, and I don't hear my name in any of its forms, which means like dad, all the way to whatever people call me. I don't hear any of that, and the air conditioner is running. Maybe some People's Court, something like that, put on TV, something good, something like quick, something like current. But that's all I need, and I feel bad that I don't have a bigger vision of it. Like I don't Like, I mean, I don't see us. I can't deal because you know what, buddy? I think I think bugs. I think I might get seasick on the boat. So basically, when you think of that happy place to go to, I guess I don't want to ask you live what your happy place is. What's your happy place? Like in your head, where do you go? Like what makes you happy? Like what do you do like to calm yourself down?
Me?
Pensacola Beach.
Sin first. I would always say Phillips. before I
Okay,
say your name.
sorry.
Trust me. That's how I say it. You have no idea, Phillips. All right, go ahead. So Sin, that question.
Happy face is Pensacola Beach
Here you go.
every time.
And now, when you picture it, do you guys picture it from your own point of view, like out your eyes? Or are you picturing it where you can actually sometimes see yourself there?
Both. I can do both. And I also see Wyatt there with me. Wyatt's always there because we always went family vacation, me, my husband, my sister, and Wyatt. So I see everybody down there.
So, buddy, the same to you. When you see your happy place, are you?
My happy place is
Point of view,
Omagog in on the Maine New Hampshire border, and I'm like just cruising across this giant lake in the middle of the mountains with nobody else around. I hear the loons. I just hear rock and roll playing in the background, just like good times with friends. You know, that's my happy place, like Omagog.
So now, Phillips, you just heard us all explain to you what our happy places are. Why is it that mine is a clean bed? The sheets have been made, nothing else is going on, and the air conditioning's on, and it's comfortable.
Because
And that's it for a happy place.
there's nothing, white sheets, cleanliness, purity, nothing, no white noise going on. Maybe white noise by the air conditioner, which helps you to relax. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that makes you happy, so be it.
When I go to sleep, I play heavy metal music.
I love heavy metal.
Do you like Volbeat?
I don't know if I've heard of that.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
That's that may be one of my favorite
I'll have to
bands of
listen
all
to that,
time. Top
okay?
5, top 3 easy. Yeah, no. So you ever hear Clutch, the band Clutch?
Yes, I love Clutch. I
Alright,
listen
so
to Clutch all the time.
So you like my buddy. She's like Gentleman Dave. You like my buddy Dave. Like I can't believe this. Like I've gone to so many Clutch shows because they've introduced me to
too.
Clutch, right? They've never listened to Volbeat, which I've been telling about for
I've
years.
never heard of Volbeat.
And then the lead singer from Clutch does the song with Volbeat.
No way.
What do you mean? No way. It was like 4 years ago. It was
I
the
went
one
to
they
see
just
them with.
let it burn, let it burn.
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
let it
yeah.
burn, let it
Rattlesnake
burn.
on the floor.
That's Volbeat with Neil, whatever his name is. Who I've seen a
Oh.
million times. The lead singer from
Live to Die. Live to Die.
Live to Die. Oh, Die to Live. Die to
Great
Live.
song. Die to
Die to
Live,
Live.
yes.
Die to Live by
Fantastic.
Volbeat.
Yeah.
Fantastic
With the
song.
singer from Clutch. Yeah. So no. All right. So Clutch, really quick.
Love Clutch.
The Dashboard song was the song. See, that's how old I am. That's the song that when that came out, I was like, "Who the f is this band?"
Great.
You know
right?
that? What was it? Space something like Space something. Jesus on the dashboard. It was just like, whatever it feels
That
right.
bass.
Oh Jesus, it was scary as hell. Whatever it feels right. You were like, gotta go see these guys. They're just tromping over people. And you know what? As it went on with them, the thing with me is, how good they were as musicians began to like really stand out. Like the drummers, sick.
Oh.
Certain guys are just like you become like a musician like snob at a certain point, I think, because when you go out, you pick people apart and you go, when you hear something real good though, you're like, oh shit, like that guy can play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So are you like that with music? Have you become a musician snob?
I am.
You
didn't say Phillips though, is it?
No, I'm sorry, Phillips. So do you hate?
Okay.
Do you hate karaoke?
No, that's empty voice in Japanese. I'm all set with karaoke.
That's what I'm saying. I just said it.
I'm not into that. And if I did karaoke, it would be the trap music, so that would be a little difficult.
So, buddy, remember my theory about this, but no one wants to listen to me. If you've ever been in music and in a band, for some reason, doing karaoke does not seem correct. It just something wrong about it, and you don't end up wanting to do it. And I try to dodge it all the time, and you know this because I don't want to do karaoke. But it's like because I don't want to do that. But no one gets that whole point of it. See,
Right.
Phillips just said it right there.
Right.
Empty voice. That's what
It's
it is.
just weird. I like it. It's fun when people are drunk. I get that. I enjoy them. But see, my problem, Sin, and I guess you staring at me, is that I'm the jerk that is rating everybody as they sing.
Me too.
I can't
I can
not.
see you do that.
What's that?
I could see you do that because
Oh,
you
God.
were in the band. Yeah.
Dude, I'm like American Idol when people start singing
Right.
on karaoke. I'll tell them when they're flat, when they're this, when there's that, when this sounds good. No, you shouldn't do that song at all. Like in my head, I'm saying that to myself. And because I'm Italian and Buddy needs to have another drink, sometimes it comes out. And I'll just say it out loud. I've yelled things out loud that I should have never said. And it's got me in a million times of trouble. And Buddy can probably attest to that. It's like I'm listening to karaoke and like you just don't get it. Like, and you know what? Here's the other thing. I'm sorry, guys, we're on karaoke, but it's when they take a song and they try to add their flavor to it. It's like,
Oh yeah.
sing the effing song. What are you
Stop
doing?
reinventing the wheel.
What are
Right.
you're not reinventing. No one cares about your remix. No one does. No one. I wish someone did. I wish someone did. How about this? I wish someone in the crowd cared about your remix on Britney Spears, Buddy, and how you gave it this kind of reggae vibe. Guess
Hit me,
what?
baby, one more time.
Oh, yeah, that's my point.
Right?
No one cares. No, but no one cares. That's what the end
No
of
one
the day.
cares though, right?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, Sin. You had another question you want to ask?
I'm not singing karaoke ever around
There
you
go.
or
Well,
or
that's the problem.
anybody. I just don't do it. Sorry, not gonna do it.
That's what I end up doing to other people because they know that I'm being critical of them as they're singing, and I can't help it. And then I'll end up doing like a rap song just because I'm a bit of a jerk. The last question, Sin.
Let's talk about chakras, Karen.
Okay.
Phillips.
Yes.
Fun.
When your chakras get out of alignment, what's the
Yeah.
first thing you notice?
That I'll feel off about a certain feeling, not feeling right about like if it's grief, I'm feeling heavy in grief. It's usually my heart chakra. What was the question again, Cindy? I'm sorry.
When your chakras get out of alignment, what's the first thing you notice?
Feeling unbalanced, not feeling clear, not feeling grounded when they're out of whack.
So the way I understand that question, though, Sin, is you're asking what's the first thing you notice when your chakras are out of balance, and her response wants to be when my chakras are out of balance. Does that make sense? The question you're asking is the answer. You're saying to her, how do you know when your chakras are out of balance? And she's wanting to say back to you, well, because I can feel my chakras
Because
are
they're out of
balance.
balance. Yeah.
because of certain feelings. If I'm not feeling clear about things, if I'm feeling guilt, if I'm feeling intuitive, if I'm not feeling intuitive, if I'm feeling, that's reason to know that your chakra is out of balance.
Yeah, see, I would think that you just knew they were out of balance. Like you could just be like, my chakra's out of balance. Whereas someone like me, mine have probably been out of balance for like, I don't know.
Well, that's what I specialize.
76 years, 76
Right.
years, probably like 76 years. But I would be afraid to get my chakras in order. How about that?
Okay.
It might be too much of a change for me. I'm not even ready to get my nose re-snapped and broken after 30 something years. They want to do that kind of job to me.
Dude.
I know. But yeah, so for the older folks, here's the biggest thing about it, right? At the end of the day, if you're not claiming to be a licensed medical practitioner, right? And you're doing something that brings some sort of happiness or peace to someone.
Clarity.
You're not taking advantage of them.
No.
Apparently, like the woman that I had at the hospital when I get the thing done after my stomach surgery.
I've applied for oncology positions for Reiki, and it's different. It's different in a hospital setting than it would be in a studio.
I didn't know you didn't touch.
She did the right thing,
I don't think she did. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go back on my memory, and it was much more massage than I think it should have been.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Did you get
Second time that happened.
the
did she have a short nurse outfit on?
No. This again. This you know
Those
what's,
heels, maybe a whip.
Did you say you were Bob Kraft? Was it a Bob Kraft special?
you know what's messed up about all this is that it's starting to sound a little weird. But let me tell you this: the other time was, and my wife knows this, was we went to a massage parlor in Rhode Island that happened to be in a strip mall. I think in Cranston, if I want to be honest. And the woman that I had was an elderly woman, and at one point, this massage. At one point, she's like, "No, you got to pull the underwear down. I have to work your back through your glutes," which I know she means my ass. And so I had my whole ass massaged. It was a full ass massage. Like,
That probably felt good.
It happens.
no, it did not feel good. Because here's the thing.
Yeah, magical thing is Mike.
You don't know me very well, there, Philip. There was nothing in my mind but like Seinfeld episodes, and I was nervous, intense the whole time. And it was like I was going. I was holding on as if I was going down a roller coaster that I didn't want to be on. I was so. When I got out, you asked my wife the story. I was stuttering, and I asked her in the car. So when you get a massage, do they ever rub like your ass at all? And she's like, no. I'm like, so they're not supposed to touch use your ass to work your back? And she's like, no. She goes, why? Did that woman rub your ass? I go, yeah. She goes, you're such an idiot. How do you not know? And I'm like, well, you didn't tell me. Like, I didn't know the rules. I didn't know that that's not part of it. She's making sense. Talking glutes. That's a medical term. So now with the Reiki, oh, man, I'm not trying to put a smudging on a Reiki practice. I'm going to hold this to that one person.
Well, let me calm you down just a little bit. So as a physical therapy assistant, when I did massage in clinic, and it was a problem with what's called the piriformis, where they have sciatica that goes down the leg. Mm-hmm. There is a mobilization, deep tissue mob that I always did with my elbow right in the center of their glute.
Oh, yeah.
All my weight pushed down on it. It hurt like hell, but it relieved that spasm. So maybe she was, seeing if your piriformis was all right.
Now, hold on one second. Phillips,
yes.
Phillips, is there a difference between Buddy putting his elbow in the middle of my buttocks and going, or Buddy going,
yeah.
Buddy, it wasn't Reiki, so it's probably going to be this instead of this.
Yeah.
Right, Buddy?
Yeah. Buddy's not going to massage your
Reiki, so
elbow your glutes.
Oh, Buddy, you should do drunken Reiki.
I like no.
That'd be great, dude. Right?
Never, ever.
Phyllis, why? Why can't he do it?
Right.
No, because you shouldn't do Reiki when you're drunk. Why would you do that?
Yeah, you shouldn't do that stuff when you're trashed, Mike.
You just never mix alcohol with Reiki. I don't go for that.
I don't mix alcohol really with paranormal investigating.
That's
that's
why
I try not to. At times I offer scotch and my back hurts, so I'm like, all right.
Yeah, there's a time and a place for everything. So
yeah.
All right. So you guys just almost proved my point. So I'm gonna say they should offer it. How about that? Drunken, because it's hilarious. Like I'm being quite honest. That was funny. If Buddy was rubbing me right now like that, I'd be like, it's hilarious. This drunk guy has, what's he doing?
It's gross.
All shocker. It's like, I'm not trying to make fun of it. I'm just saying.
Exactly. I've had to Reiki people that were drunk, and I'm like, that's it.
And be in the middle of the session, have to stop and go pee. Yeah, that'd be awesome, dude. See,
I know I get to that point. All right, Buddy. You had a last question before I wrap it up. Go ahead.
Oh my God. Jesus Christmas.
Was I informative at all? I don't even know.
Oh, completely. No, you just
very.
You guys are fun. I want to know everybody.
It was absolutely a good time. So, your event you're doing the one on the 22nd for the children. You're also doing an event to help the veterans.
Yes.
You support the vets. Could you talk a little bit about that really quick?
Okay, so what happened was I was asked to do the international, which I was so honored to do, International Women's Day Reiki for the Veterans Home in Bristol, and it was so great. And so I met this woman who was in charge of a lot of the fundraising and foundation of Dare to Dream. Mm-hmm. I don't, maybe I shouldn't say anything, but kind of how I got, I started gifting Reiki to the vets because it's so worth it. And that's how that all started. So I just did one event for her a couple of weeks ago at a gun shooting range. Believe it or not, I Reiki, and it was awesome. It was awesome. I was like, this is my dream, a gun shooting place. But
That was your dream?
And it was with a lot of licensed, therapists and that kind of thing. But
So drunken Reiki, no.
Loaded
to the gills with weapons.
Gun-toting heavy metal people, yes.
Oh yeah, let's do some drunken Reiki.
It wasn't like that. It was beautiful. It was a beautiful event.
Okay, I sense a little hypocrisy by name, but I still kind of agree with you, if that makes any sense. In other words, a gun range? Really?
Yeah, it was so cool. It was awesome. I didn't think it was, I'm like, how is this going to work? But it was beautiful. And the next one coming up is going to be at her farm. I'm going to gift Reiki again. I like to gift Reiki for these type of events because we should. It's nonprofit, and I want to help out a little bit. You know what I mean? That's how I do it.
Oh, I can't argue with that. You're 100% doing the right thing. I'm not saying that. I'm arguing over the small minutia. Like, in other words, you're trying to say at a gun range, like, that's not relaxing to me. I'm not relaxed at a gun range. Someone's gonna shoot. I'm worried someone's gonna shoot me by mistake.
I didn't Reiki. It was a beautiful gun range. I didn't Reiki in the middle of the gun range. We set up next. I set up next to the lady from Dare to Dream. Her area.
Did you have to wear the headphones?
What's that?
Did you have to wear the
no,
noise
I think because where they had me, you couldn't even really hear any of the guns. It was like a beautiful spot, and it was right where they offered a nice barbecue. And
you almost said though exactly these words. No, they had me where you really couldn't hear the gunshots. Right. That was what you were going to say. That was the quote you were about to say.
Well, it would be difficult, but I would still be able to Reiki. Trust me, I've done it I've Reiki'd. I get it done, and I love it. So
that's great.
That's where I'm coming from. I love teaching it. I love being it. I am it. I love Reiki. I love Feng Shui. I love metaphysics and everything about self-help. Love it.
So, Sin. Last comments before I wrap up. My question really quickly is: how come bows and arrows aren't as popular as guns? Like, I wish they brought back bows and arrows. They taught that. Like, they taught that. Like, there was somebody that taught that locally. I would freaking love to go learn how to shoot a bow and arrow. Like, for real, I would. Like, but no one teaches that. I don't want to shoot a gun. I want it to be personal. And never mind. You don't want to hear those sick thoughts. Sim, we need to wrap it up.
Come down to the south. You've got bow and arrows everywhere.
Yeah, see, I haven't seen one in years. Not around here.
Archery's awesome.
They even got bow season down here.
Bow season?
Bow season.
Bow season, Mike.
Bow season.
Bow season.
Bow season.
Bow season, Mike.
Right.
And we have St. Anthony's Feast. Okay. Buddy, any last final words for?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here on Monday. I'm sure Mike will fill you in on the shows on Monday. On Tuesday, it's a legit metaphysical world with Auntie Dale as she welcomes live readings with Sarah Gagné. The last time Sarah Gagné came on the show, she did 3 absolutely phenomenal readings. One of them was with myself. And it was just like, again, how do these people know this shit? Tune in live at 8:05 Tuesday for Sarah Gagné as Auntie Dale walks us further into the metaphysical world. Thursday night, we're joined by Mike Priest, and he's going to bring on some clips. And next week, live here at 7:05, Legit Paranormal welcomes, oh God, hold on, give me a second. I gotta load his name. Shane Hurd. Shane Hurd is the president of MUFON of Arizona. UFOs, something different. Here we go. Fire in the sky, abducted by aliens, ET, glowing fingers, all that shit. Tune in live, legitpodcast.com, as always, for a lot of our content. Have a good week.
Good job, buddy. Phillips, back in like 89, 90, I saw a UFO at Lincoln Woods.
Wow.
Yeah, no, but I'm being dead serious.
Yeah.
I wish I was joking
I
about
believe
this whole story, but at Lincoln Woods of all places, like My thought was that they would have more class and they wouldn't pick Lincoln Woods.
Did they probe you, Mike? Did they probe you?
That's the thing, buddy.
Give you a
Was it like
massage.
fire in the sky? What happened?
Buddy, that's
That's
the
when
thing.
you got the glute massage. That's when
I
that
gotta tell you,
glute
buddy. I
Did,
gotta
they
be honest.
glow, did their fingers glow too much, Mike? What happened?
The best I can tell you is I don't know.
He got his feng shui straightened out right there.
I
He got his
don't
feng shui.
I don't know. I still don't know. You know what? You guys may laugh.
You think it's
I don't know what
something in your
happened.
body, Michael? Did they put a? I don't know. Sorry.
I just know we saw it. We drove home, and then we talked about it years later,
You were
Sure.
probed.
and we all couldn't figure out what happened.
That's
And
so
still
cool.
something that I talk about
They're
with
getting like-
grown adults, one who happened to be a sergeant in one of the local police forces. We all have the same story of what we saw, and we still can't explain it.
That's
because we
awesome.
don't- It
That's
was
pretty
so
dope.
big. Here's what I can describe. I didn't see any aliens or anything cool. It was just something above us was above us, right? And when it was so big that when I finally realized like how much it covered, it was like, oh shit, this thing is gigantic. And when it left, I never seen anything move like that. And we all saw it move. And that was like the moment we all thought we're not telling anybody. And we didn't tell anyone.
Listen
Not-
to those words. Pick out the puzzle. Put it together.
I was
in the
just like, I'm not
end.
saying a word. I'm not saying a word about this because I don't want to back this up. Like I'm not explaining this. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, I'm not explaining this to anybody. We all agree. All right, we won't tell anybody.
I saw one when I was little also in New Hampshire
Oh yeah, nice.
in the
I just-
80s, 70s, 80s. Yeah, I was
I
little.
think that they're just getting us ready. Like, I can't. Here's my problem. And I'm gonna wrap this up with this. I can't figure out what the news is trying to get me to worry about right now. There's
Oh.
like 4 or 5 things they keep throwing at me, and I keep saying, I'm like, you gotta give the dumb some time to like soak it in. You're spinning it too fast at us. Like we don't know whether to sit. This is like when you're not Catholic and I bring you to church and you don't know whether to sit, stand, and kneel for a good 45 minutes. It's like we don't know what we're doing. Could you at least tell us what we're supposed to be scared of? All right. Phillips, that's all I got. You got anything you want to say before we wrap up? Any websites and any upcoming shows?
Just that you can just reach me on Facebook. I will have a website out shortly. I just do whatever I want when it comes to this business because I'm just guided. So I'm good. It was great to meet both of you and Cindy also. And I would love to come back and have some more laughs with you guys and Reiki on, And
Phillips,
I'll see
did
you
you
at
do?
some metal events, I guess, huh?
If I get out of the house, I would love to go see some. But
You
let
gotta
me
come
say,
see that.
I-
Say
I'm-
hello to
I'm-
Heaven too.
who?
Say hello to Heaven too and Green Sabbath. I love those bands.
So we were I was at Babyhead once and we went in on a the band was called Death. Was it called Death?
Death Angel.
Anyways, there was just meat on stage covered in blood. It was literally to that end. And I'm just sitting there going, because I met Marilyn Manson at the backstage at the Strand, the old Strand, the big theater.
I was a big Baby's Head person. I had my artwork up in there.
Nice.
So then Freak Show,
Yup.
Shed,
Yup.
but you don't know
Oh.
State of Corruption, SOC.
No.
Wow,
Oh.
what an insult that is.
Well, you missed like
I
one
wanna
show.
learn. Share
You
with me.
ever hear the Two-Headed Monster? Which, was at Lupo's sold out like 3 years in a row. It was 2 bands playing on stage at once. Or the Backroom Music Fest where we had the Met and Lupo's and there was 10 bands on
Oh,
each stage.
the old living room. That was my home away from home. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
All right, no, it wasn't. Phillips, no, it wasn't. Buddy, if she doesn't know who State of Corruption is, and Phillips
Then
is
you're
gonna say
your home
the
away
living
from
room is
home,
away
honey.
from
I'm
home.
sorry.
Yes,
Buddy,
it was.
And you don't know, kid. You don't know.
Phillips,
You don't know.
Phillips,
Oh, I know. I was there a lot.
You don't.
Phillips, we headlined. We were. Oh
I'm
my
gonna
God,
look you
Phillips.
up.
We
The
were the
living room
living.
was. Oh,
If there's one
the
thing I would
Christmas
know,
show, the
if there's
The one
one.
with the bubble, right? The original living room.
No,
I was
no,
going-
no, no.
Yeah.
The,
That's
when
right.
it went when Randy moved it across the street.
Randy.
cheers to Randy Hean.
Yes. Oh, God
When he-
bless Randy.
When Randy, who was like a father figure
Yes.
to me for a
He was-
long time,
He was awesome.
Great
But
man.
when he moved across the street, if there was one band that the only thing they can stake their claim on is that they were the living room band for about
Who?
4 or 5 years. Us, like 4 or 5 years straight. Buddy, am I wrong?
He's
What,
not wrong. They were like Z
My
band.
husband was in a bunch of like I always married a musician. I love we just get along. I'm an artist and music is my thing. So
I just
my husband was in many
Mike's
bands.
upset now that you
I
don't
know
know.
it.
who it was.
No, it makes total sense to me that Phillips just made a comment about the living room and not knowing who we were. The name Phillips.
The name Phillips.
It's
synonymous
exactly
with-
what she just said. What do you mean you don't know Phillips? I never heard of you.
What was that? He's going like this. Come on, I'm good.
No, you're
It's
good. I
you're
just, you know,
great.
come on.
You're
Your
great,
living room
Karen.
history.
You're great.
Stin, I'm sorry. You have no idea what we're talking about. You don't even know what the living room is. I digress. So, 4 Karen Phillips, 4 Sin Shrader Hill, 4 Buddy Money Thayer.
If my friends are out there, they'll say we lived at the living room.
This was legit. Paranormal brought to you by legitpodcast.com. We will see you again next week. As far as living at the living room,
Yes.
no, they did
You
not.
don't
Because if you
know.
knew anything about the living room, when you opened it up, the rats always ran across the
No.
floor.